Ain't the time to hug one another, sing kumbaya or Christmas carols. What the hell is going on here? In other words, so what? That's the story. There were two Magic Johnsons. So let me get this straight. Magic Johnson's supposed to be George Foreman? This smile at us. Really? That's what he's supposed to do? I didn't see George Foreman smiling when he was knocking people out in the ring. There were two different sides of George Foreman. I saw Mike Tyson put people to sleep in the ring, and then outside of the ring, people shouldn't really be like that. Two different Mike Tysons. I see Charles Barkley on television all the time, telling it like it is. I saw him running over people on the court. I mean, it doesn't get more soft-spoken than Isaiah Thomas. Well, you know, I mean, basically, we just need to understand that this is how it goes on the basketball court. But when he was on the court, he's from the west side of Chicago. He's a killer. There's always a different side to people's personalities, particularly when you're competing. And when you're competing, it's about whatever it takes. It ain't about being nice. It's about getting the job done. I promise you, people who were producing probably didn't have a problem with Magic Johnson. Now, if you were saying about Magic Johnson what you said about Rob Pelinka, that's a different matter entirely. Because once again, fair or unfair, once again, this is not Stephen A. reporting it. This is somebody else reporting it. Rob Pelinka's reputation isn't the greatest. Rob Pelinka's reputation is that of somebody who's allergic to telling the truth. In fairness and in defense of Rob Pelinka, I personally have never had that experience with him. I personally believe it when he says there has to be some degree of jealousy and envy to it because he was a pretty damn good agent. But what cannot be ignored and what cannot be avoided is the fact that everywhere you go, everyone's saying the same thing about Rob Pelinka. He's not an honest person. That's what they're saying. People within the NBA, people within the NBA agent community, people within the NBA executive community, they're all saying these things. Not everybody, but a lot of people are saying these things about Rob Pelinka, and that's really, really difficult. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, why would you have that executive in that position? I'm not saying Rob Pelinka should be fired. I'm saying to ascend him to basically where he's making basketball decisions as president of basketball operations. If you're Jeannie Buss, how can you not see that that might be problematic? This is not a situation that exists in New York. You have to remember, in New York, people say certain things about James Dolan. But James Dolan is the billionaire owner of the New York Knicks. Unless he's going to fire himself, there's nothing you can do. This is not people saying that about Jeannie Buss. Jeannie Buss is known as a wonderful woman. Very, very bright. She's just got a heart of gold. And the people she loves are the people she loves and the people that she trusts. And those are the people that she listens to. So what she gets accused of is negligence from the perspective of not making sound, astute basketball decisions because you're listening to the wrong people because it's based on your love and trust for them as opposed to their competence in that particular realm. She's not being called a liar. She's not being called dishonest. She's not being accused of being somebody that it would be difficult to do business with because her moral compass, dare I say, is compromised. Those allegations and accusations have been levied against Rob Pelinka. They have not been leveled against Steve Mills and Scott Perry in New York. If that's what they were saying about those guys in New York, James Dolan might get rid of them. So if you're GD Buss, after Magic has walked out the door and publicly stated, last Monday came on First Take, publicly stated his position. If Magic Johnson publicly state where he's coming from, GD Buss, what you gonna do about it? I want to emphasize again, I'm not in any way advocating that Rob Pelinka be fired. That's not my place. Because I don't think he's done anything definitively where we could say he deserves to be fired. What we can say is that based on that reputation, is it wise to elevate him to president of basketball operations or have him to be the de facto president of basketball operations? Is that fair? Is that right? Is that the competent thing for the Lakers franchise to do? That's what we have to ask ourselves here as we're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers and we're looking at him. But this stuff about Magic, I want to emphasize. I've known Magic for years. It's my man. Love him like a brother. We're pretty damn tight. Magic and I disagree on several things. Shouldn't have let go of Brook Lopez. Shouldn't have lost Julius Randle. Shouldn't have traded Zubac. Should not have drafted Lonzo Ball. Don't get me started on how we fought over Lonzo Ball. We didn't talk for months after that. But this other stuff that's being said, last week it was that he ain't work hard enough. Will Kane brought up on my radio show, on my television show today, First Take, every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to noon Eastern, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Will Kane said, you even asked him, Stephen A., well, you going to be 150% in. He said, I'm going to be in 150%, but that clearly wasn't the case. I brought up the argument, you signed a deal. You reached an agreement. Your duties were clear to GD Buss because GD Buss made you keep the people in place. You inherited Rob Pelinka. You inherited Luke Walton. You inherited these people. You wasn't allowed to hire your own staff. So if you already got people in place that's working for you and you just want me to be an overseer and make decisions, what do you need me to do? Be present when I'm getting a pedicure or a manicure? What the hell is going on? So transition to a week later, and now it's that there's two sides to Magic Johnson. There was the one with the magnetic smile, and then there was the evil guy that was causing us such anxiety that we just couldn't work for him anymore. Really? Really? This season marked the 6th consecutive year the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. When Magic had arrived, they had already missed it 4 straight years. And oh, by the way, from 1948 to 2013, the Lakers franchise from Minneapolis to LA had missed the playoffs a grand total of 5 times. 5 times in 65 years they missed the postseason until 2013. Now they've missed it 6 straight years. And we're wondering why Magic Johnson may have had an attitude. Y'all done lost y'all ever-loving damn minds. 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. That was Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contract. Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less. Only at Walmart. To your phone calls and more, we shall go when I return. Because obviously I got a lot more to say. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, gentlemen, stop lounging around. Be active. Take your girl out. Go to a game or a concert. Get tickets to something. The NBA Finals are upon us, and baseball season is heating up too. The time is now to jump on those good seats. So for all your ticket needs, look no further than